Hi, friends. Thank you for being here. So, this message is going to be short, but I want to get as much information out as possible. Quite a few people have asked me about my intuitions on the Summer Moon Wells missing case. Those who are not familiar with the case, this is a missing 5-year-old child. She is about 10 miles away from my home. So, it's very close to home, it's very personal. Um, I hesitated about going public with it. I did post a little bit from my private Facebook page the first day when we were all notified about what intuition bring, because this is so close to home and because of what's coming in. I have to think about the safety of my family at this time as well. But because I have joined in on some platforms that have other mediums and psychics working the case, I wanted to clarify what I saw when I did the first read on day one and where I'm at now with things. On day one, my initial impressions were that this child is no longer on this side. It is a horrible thing to think about. Those of you who may be triggered by the following information, I ask that you leave this message now. Where I see Summer and where I've seen Summer is in an enclosed, boxed area. She's on her side, fetal position. There's damage internally to her nose. I have a lot of nose pain with this. I can't tell if this is where it's the feeling of when you inhale water through your nose. So I don't know if this is water, blood, mud, but the inside of the nose, the pain is bad. So my initial impressions were that she is around water. I later learned that she had been swimming throughout the day. So again, as psychics, we tend to second guess things that come in. I want to say she is still near, or this has something to do with water. But again, it's the whole not being able to tell if I'm picking up on the events happening just before. The other thing that comes in strongly is that this is Mom. This isn't a stranger. This is this isn't Dad. And a lot of people are blaming Dad because of his history and his demeanor, and he has a criminal record. And I get that, people. I get the red flags and the danger, because at first I couldn't tune into Dad, and I've tuned into Dad, and I still feel the same as I initially did, that this is not Dad, despite his demeanor and his miswordings and this is not Dad. Day one, when I did a reading about the situation, I did feel that there was an older brother who knew something. Not that he's involved, but that he knows something, and that he's going to be the key to break this. Later on, as you know, because I did my first reading knowing no details, and I've delved into everything since then. I have to be honest, every nook, cranny, just trying to get a sense for this case. But yeah, so there is another child, a similar in age to the one of the older brothers, who had been swimming with Summer and the mother on the day that this event happened. I do not feel that this child is involved with her death, but I do feel that this child is potentially the one I picked up on as having information. This family, it's generational trauma, generational dysfunction. There's so many layers. Summer's mother has a child who is missing, or not a child, a sister who is missing, the grandmother's child, the grandmother who's at the trailer that's just near Summer's home. So this is something that's happened in this family before. So some of these responses that you're going to see off of these people are not so much, it's like they've already had this trauma, so it's not as fresh and as new. It's like they're desensitized. So I want people to keep in mind when they're analyzing. I'm seeing people nitpick at things like, oh well, the younger boy has his face down while the dad's doing an interview and the dad has his hand on him. People aren't realizing these two are facing directly into hot Tennessee sun. The camera is faced the other way. They are facing straight into the sun on a 90-degree day. There's so much nitpicking, speculation, and people are going crazy. I do not feel that this was a murder, guys. I'm not getting murder energy. I think something horrible happened. There was some sort of an accident, and mom has covered this up. And that's just where I stand on things. And as far as where Summer is, you know, I've had a bunch of other people in the psychic community reach out to me. I've reached out to other psychics whose work I admire and asked them to weigh in. I've also watched some other psychics who I've been unfamiliar with, or are familiar with their stream but haven't seen them work a case like this. And this has gone nationwide. This has gone worldwide. I'm seeing people in UK, Australia, everywhere talking about this case right now. This is a big case. The general consensus from everyone that I have talked to is that this involves water. A very good psychic medium that he's just the world. He's just everything. He's very tapped in. Feels that she is also inside something. And this is why I've been pushing and pressing the whole septic. Some people have mentioned wells. This is a confined boxed area that I pulled in day one. This may be like an ice chest cooler placed into this is something boxed that this child is in. I'm not feeling upturned ground and that type of thing when I do this reading. I pray that she's found soon. I pray so much for those little boys. I pray for those boys every single day, her brothers. My heart just breaks for those kids who have been through so much. We as a community need to gather around these children, because the memory of this and the pain of this is going to be with them. And after everything they've been through with the parents that they have and the things that they've experienced, they need us. Please keep these boys in mind. Please do what you can for them. If you would like to donate items to the Department of Children's Services in Rogersville, Hawkins County, please PM me. I will get you their address. I've also created an Amazon wish list of items to be mailed directly to Children's Services to be given to these children. They need whatever comfort they can get right now, and that comfort has to come from us, because they're not going to get that at home. Many blessings. I love you all. Praying I'm wrong, praying for good outcomes for this little girl. Keep everything in your prayer. Keep the searchers in your prayer. They're tired.